So for the Gantt chart project, I have selected to use Microsoft Excel. And the reason is because Microsoft Excel is widely available, mostly on the Windows system by default. Or, I mean, all of us have hands-on on Excel from the very beginning. Another reason is the interface is very user-friendly, and most of us already have hands-on on Excel from a very young age, so uh, that's the reason. Now let's go ahead and create a new Excel file. I'll select new and then look for the Excel in here. Now here I'm creating a Microsoft Excel worksheet. I'm gonna name it Gantt chart, and it's gonna be a blank one. So here we go. Here I have a blank Excel file. Now the first thing obviously to do is to copy the data we have on our project here. If you scroll down and come here, you can see we have like this huge table. So I'm gonna write this data down to save some time for the video. I have already written it down in another Excel file, so I will just copy the relevant files and show you. Okay, so I will just copy uh, all the colors and paste it in our empty file, our blank file. And so now if you see, this is matching the table given to us in the requirements file for the assignment one. Now the first thing to do is we have to calculate the actual start of each activity. And how can we do that? We can do that by just putting another column in here, a blank column. We can call it actual start. All right then. So what is actual start? Actual start is the actual starting time of, or the time or the day of the activity. For example, if you see the first activity doesn't have a predecessor, so it's going to start at 0 because no activity is preceding it. Then for the second one, for 1.1, again, we do not have any predecessor, so it's starting at 0 as well. Now for the third one, the estimation, it depends on the business case, 1.1, which means it cannot start until the 1.1 has finished. Sorry, it was not business case, it was high-level user requirements. So the estimation cannot start unless high-level user requirements has finished. So we are gonna type this to be 0 plus its duration. It makes it 10, so it can start at 10 only. Now if we have a look at 1.3, again it cannot start until 1.1 has finished, and 1.1 is 10, so it's going to start at 10 as well. The analysis does not have any predecessor, so it's going to start at 0. Now if you look at requirements gathering, it can start after 1.3 is finished, and 1.3 is starting at 10 and its duration is 10, so we can put down 20. And similarly, I will just, to save some time, I've already calculated this. I will copy and paste the data from the other Excel that I have. If we come here, I've already calculated this. I'll copy and paste it. So it saves us some time. Now we can proceed with drawing our Gantt chart. So first of all, we have to figure out which columns we need in our chart. What we need is the actual start because that's when we can specify the beginning of an activity, and then what in the second column that we need is the duration. So let's proceed then. We will just click insert on the Excel and then select the 2D columns, sorry, the 2D bar chart, and we are going to select the one which shows stacked bar because uh, through this one we can uh, take data from multiple columns. I mean, like we can use the actual start and then the duration. So we will have multiple columns. Here we go. Okay. If you look at it now, the chart is pretty much it looks like it looks useless, to be honest. The data is not clear. So what we can do is we can select the data of our interest. I'm gonna make the chart black because I like it. So yeah, it's gonna be, the colors are more vivid. From here we can judge what is what. So now I will go and make correction to the data selection. We are gonna right click on the chart anywhere, and then we will go to select data. Now the data is already selected, but it is wrong because we do not need column A or column E. We have already used E to derive the actual start. So I'm gonna reselect the data. I'll click here. I'm gonna select these two columns. Sorry, here we go. Okay, now if we scroll up, you can see the data makes a bit more sense now. But still, if you look at the horizontal axis, there is numbering, whereas there should be the activity names in here. So again, we will click on Edit. Here we will select the range and we will select all the activities that we want on the horizontal axis. And then we press it, Enter. Now if you see, we click OK, we OK this one as well. And now if you have a look, I will expand the chart a bit because there are too many values or labels on the vertical axis. So we want everyone to show in there. That's the reason we are going to expand it. We are going to increase the chart size. Now, if you look at it, it still does not make much sense because there are multiple graphs. So the blue one is supposed to be representing the actual start, and the orange one is supposed to be the duration of the activities. Now, what I'm going to do is we do not need to display the actual start on a Gantt chart. So I will click right on the blue side, and then I will go to the Format Data Series option. Here I'm going to select the fill and line. I'm going to select it to be no fill, and I'm going to click right somewhere on the chart. Now if you see, it is only displaying the orange color, and orange is supposed to be our duration of each activity depending on the predecessors. I mean, the dependency is being fulfilled here as well as the chart. So we are gonna close this now. Now that's almost it. So what we can do is now we will fix our title. We can make it to be Gantt chart. Furthermore, if you look at the vertical axis, the data is in the wrong order. So how can we fix that? I mean, like, if you see that the business case should be on the top, it is coming on the bottom. So it means we have to reverse the data order. You right click in here, you go to the format axis, then you select the axis options. You scroll down and here you can see there is an option which says categories in reverse order. So we just have to check that and it will sort our data in the correct order. Now, if you look at the chart, um, I mean this scale is there, like it can show us the values, but still, if you want to figure out the precise values of each activity, it's a bit hard to guess from the chart. So we can put data labels in here. And furthermore, we can change the size of the data labels, make it a bit bigger. It's not going to look good, but at least it's going to be understandable now. So if you look at the chart and the data given, the first activity starts at 0 and it goes up till 20. The second one goes from 0 to 10. The third one depends on the second one and it goes until I mean the duration is 5, so it goes from 10 to 15. Then if you look at the 1.3, 1.3 also depends on 1.3 also depends on 1.1. So it cannot start until 1.1 is finished. It finishes at 10 and the draft business case also starts at 10. So these labels are actually the duration of the activities and the values on the vertical axis. They are the, you could say, the number of days taken totally. So our last activity is finishing at 140.5.